Hello everyone. It's a bit of a different video today. I'm actually visiting some family this week, so at the moment I'm in the loft at my parents' house. And this is actually where a lot of my stock birds are kept. Today we're going to go through the birds, give them a worming tablet and delouse them. And then later on in the video we'll go and see my grandparents, and you can watch the race birds come home up there. So make sure you stick around for that. And today you might even see some old favourite birds that we haven't seen in the channel for a while. We are using two products today. The first is a levamisole based worming tablet, and the second is a permethrin based insecticide to control body lice. When you're keeping racing pigeons, or any other breed of pigeon that is allowed outside of the loft, it is important to regularly treat your birds for worms and lice or mites. Even with perfect hygiene, all it takes is one infected bird in a race, or one of your birds to land with wild pigeons, and your loft will quickly be reinfected with these pests. Unfortunately, regular treatment is the only way to maintain control. There are worming medications available that are mixed into the pigeon's drinking water, but I find it easier and more effective to simply use a tablet. The process is quick, and with the tablets you can be sure that each pigeon received its dose. Giving the pigeons their worming tablet is easy. Simply hold the pigeon with one hand, open its beak, and drop the small tablet in. Usually the pigeon will swallow it right away, but you should make sure the bird does not spit it out. It is common for the birds to vomit after receiving their worming treatment, and it is important to thoroughly clean the pigeon loft before returning the birds to their cage. Otherwise you risk them being quickly reinfected by worm eggs on the loft floor. Here's one you guys will recognise. This is the little black pied from the breeding box at my house. He's down here now whilst he matures, and hopefully he is a black cock so that we can use him in the Spread Brown project. This dark checker cock is one that you might see in the future. Unfortunately, he is a pied dark checker, which is something I would like to avoid in the project, but I'm hoping to use him in the barless breeding project, so you might see him later in the year. This is a pigeon that I don't talk about very much on the channel, but he's one you've all seen. He's actually the pigeon from my Facebook and YouTube display picture. He's quite old now. He's 13, almost 14 years old, but he's one of my favourites. He was a champion race bird at the short distance, and he's actually related to all of the pigeons in my yellow project. Later in the year you'll see I'll pair up some birds to breed some yellows, and they all come from this guy. Another interesting point you can see right here is a white feather. He's actually a pied pigeon, and a lot of his young have been pieds, but you can hardly tell by looking at him. I'm pretty sure he just has this one white feather, and that's the only part of him that expresses the pied gene. Now we can move on to treating the pigeons for lice and mites. Again, the process is easy. We mix up the treatment in warm water, as per the instructions, then dip the pigeons into the mixture. Open up their wings to ensure the treatment reaches in between their feathers. Try to avoid allowing the mixture to reach the bird's eyes or face, as this can cause discomfort. After dipping the birds, they can be returned to the loft to dry off. Some fanciers also choose to spray the loft for insect pests when dipping the pigeons like this. Now let's head north and watch the racing pigeons come home. This is the first race of the season in Newcastle, Australia. We race during winter in Australia, and usually the season starts towards the end of May. The 2020 season was, of course, delayed by the COVID outbreak, so this year the first race is at the end of June. This is a 100-kilometre race into a slight headwind. At the loft there were falcons circling all day, which isn't ideal during a race. The pigeons returned in surprisingly small groups considering the short race distance, with the winning birds flying about 70 km per hour. In the future, when I'm flying my own pigeons again, I'll try to set up race day live streams so that you can watch the pigeons land. Anyway, now I'll let you guys enjoy watching the pigeons return from this race.